Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. It's no secret, it's definitely not a secret because I reveal it all the time. My most wanted core for any FPGA gaming platform, whether it's the MiSTer, the Analogue Pocket, or a future FPGA, is this one here, CPS3. Mainly for this game. I don't mind some of the other games on there. I kind of like JoJo's and weirdly enough kind of like Red Earth as well. It's kind of funky. But the main game here is this here, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Now this was initially what O.M.A.Hei-Long and his team planned to release a beta for this, CPS3 in October. Unfortunately, there was a delay and it looked like it was getting pushed to the end of the year. Well, there's some good news, and what we will do is we'll have a look at the stepping stones required and where we are in that timeline. Now, good news, if you're a Patreon supporter, you have a brand new beta. We'll look at that next. If you're not a Patreon supporter, there is also a new public release, a core that has gone from beta now to, well, a stable core that anyone can grab. So definitely run up there to all. You should get yourself a nice surprise. So CPS3, we'll come back to this, but let's look at the journey and what was actually needed and what O.M.A.Hei-Long and his team kind of said they needed to do first and where they are now. So before we look at the next game, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated. If you want to go further and support the channel, I do have a Patreon set up. The first step. Golfing Grace. O.M.A.Hei-Long and his team said that in order to get to CPS3, they need to get to Golfing Grace first, then something else, and then they are going to move on to CPS3. Now, this was released like a month or so ago. It's available for the MiSTer, the Analogue Pocket for sure, likely the SiDi128 as well, and they have released this. This is currently in beta. It means they have put a cross through Golfing Grace on their to-do list and they're moving on to the next game. So Golfing Grace is currently in beta, so you can enjoy this if you are a Patreon supporter. But let's see step number 2. So after Golfing Grace, we're moving on to step number 2 before we can move on to CPS3. Now this might be quite longish because I'm going to talk about this game a little bit, some of the hurdles, some of the challenges, and well, some of the features of this game. So this is Run and Gun. It's a basketball game. Now I have to point out something that I think is really, really funny, but I might interrupt it because there's going to be something on screen that I want to tell you guys as well. So I was speaking to O.M.A.Hei-Long about a year ago, and it was like, hey, JT, what games are you working on? What's on the roadmap? What are your plans for like next year being 2025? And he mentioned a few things. I want to tell you those right after. So when you do go to play this, this is a 2-monitor game for 2 players. And when you're picking this, pick that part there that you just saw. It says play independently. If you play the other one where it's got 2 screens, this core will not work. It will hang, it will crash. So in order to play, only 1-player mode is supported as well. I'll make over it again because I've got a bunch of notes, but I'm going freestyle over here. So going back to me and O.M.A.Hei-Long speaking about a year ago, and he said to me, okay, so he gave me a list of games that he was working on. Some of those have been released, some of those are still in the works, and some of those have been put forward for major projects like, pushed back for major projects like CPS3. So he said to me, there's a personal project I want to work on. So this is a game that O.M.A.Hei-Long likes himself, and it's Run and Gun. So I didn't know of this game. I thought O.M.A.Hei-Long was just, he didn't want to give me the name of the game, and he was saying it's a run and gun game. So I was thinking maybe Contra, Metal Slug, something like that. I wasn't sure exactly what it was, and I was like, okay, fair enough. If you don't want to tell me what the game is, absolutely fine. It's a run and gun game. I thought maybe it's the Cowboys of Mesa, right? Being a Konami game and Konami being a subject at the time. Now, I definitely feel like I'm going on here, but it's really funny because like a few months later when I knew Run and Gun was there, I was like, holy moly, like it was actually called Run and Gun. It wasn't the genre, it was the actual game. And then I was speaking to a friend of mine from the USA, and they said Run and Gun is actually a strategy that is used in basketball. So there you go, you learn something new every day, and that is something that I learned. So this is me playing the game on the MiSTer FPGA, and I have to say, guys, for the whole part, this really isn't my jam, man. NBA Jam was my jam. It didn't feel too bad. I do like the fact that your perspective is from the back of like the wall, a kind of back angle going forward, which is all right because I would hate to play the other way, moving from the back of the screen going forward. So when you're playing 2 players, I think the perspective you have is always from the back going forward. So that's pretty cool. Kind of like virtual tennis, right? When you play virtual tennis, you know, like when you're at the bottom of the screen, you can play it properly, but when you're playing it 2 players and you're at the top of the screen, it's a lot more difficult. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's talk a little bit about this before we move over to like some of the other stuff. So Run and Gun. Release details: it was released by Konami in 1993. Gameplay: it's a 5-on-5 basketball game, so not something that I'm kind of used to playing. There's 16 teams in total that you can pick out of, but core development and technical hurdles. Let's talk more about that. I mean, this has got some really good kind of shots in there, some good replays, a really good intro as well with cheerleaders. We all love cheerleaders. So core development and technical hurdles. The development of Run and Gun Core was described as a tough process that began 4 months prior to its release. Clock speed: the core required a high-speed clock, 96 MHz, due to the massive amount of sprite data. Previously, the only cores that actually used this was the CPS1, CPS2 cores, as they needed, well, the same or similar clock speed. Frame buffer: it was clear from the start that a full frame buffer implemented in the same way as the original was required, so that's something that took a bit of time as well. Court projection: the challenging court field projection, which includes rotation and scaling, was initially implemented on the Golfing Greats core to test the concept on a simpler core, although Golfing Greats itself turned out to be a complex project. And often what happens when I'm speaking to FPGA core developers, they're like, oh, this one seems really easy, and all of a sudden some technical hurdles present themselves and it takes longer. And sometimes you have the opposite effect. I've spoken to Hatego before, where he started the core and he's like, wow man, I literally got that done in 1 day. Like, the whole thing was done in 1 day. Some of the previous cores he's done that have just popped out of the blue, like it's taken a day, and some of them take months. That's just how it goes. So the latest bug in this, the most recent difficulty, was an unexpected issue where the game was failing memory checks and refusing to start. And I think Hatego tweeted about this over on his X account, kind of showing that it just fails to start every time. Now, there are some known issues in this beta release. So the first beta here does have some issues. So graphical problems: there is garbage around the screen, and if you have a look at the top of the screen, you can see some of that at certain points, right? So the game does not fill the Analogue Pocket screen. So I haven't tried it on the Analogue Pocket yet. This is only on the MiSTer, but on the Analogue Pocket, that results in black borders with garbage around the edges. Shadows aren't implemented yet. I mean, it kind of feels all right without shadows, but I know shadows add a lot once they're actually in there. So functionality limitations. So what I kind of spoke about at the beginning, currently only one player game played on an independent screen works. The core also has sound problems similar to those found in JT X-Men core. Naturally, this is something that will get resolved. So remember guys, it's important, play independently when starting the game or the game will get stuck. But that's kind of it for this game. It's kind of interesting. Do let me know what you think about it. Maybe in the UK, if we grew up playing basketball, I mean, we played a little bit of basketball, but not a lot. But I'm interested in your thoughts. Did you play this in the arcade? Was this your jam, or was NBA Jam your jam? A lot of jam there. Anyway, Run and Gun, glad it's here because we are definitely a step closer. CPS3, man, CPS3. So what's really cool here is, previously Hatego said, especially when he was hitting not exactly a dead end, but he was hitting a roadblock with Run and Gun development. He said he expected to begin working on CPS3, realistically speaking, around Christmas. Not the Christmas holidays specifically, I think around Christmas. So we're talking at the end of 2025. But the great news is, with the Run and Gun beta getting released, Hatego and his team intend to begin development on CPS3 this month, guys. So where are we today? We're on the 7th of November. So hopefully within the next 3 weeks, Hatego and his team will be working on this. Honestly, if I can get early access and show you some state of CPS3, because like I said, it is my most anticipated and my most wanted core, I'll definitely be pestering Hatego and saying, Hatego, let me check it out. I really want this. So awesome stuff. And who knows, right? Don't quote me on any of this, but if Hatego and his team begin working on this in November, and provided there's no crazy things that they come across, they have said that this is going to be a difficult challenge. But let's hope that whatever the challenge is, they overcome it quickly. And imagine holiday season, you're off Christmas, you're there with the family, reuniting with friends, and you can have a beta of CPS3. That really will be a holiday miracle. And a gift to everyone from Hatego and his team, and this time it's Surprise Attack. I bet that caught you as a bit of a surprise. So this was previously released as a core in and of itself, but now it has been merged, or it has become part of the JT Proteus core. So this is now available as a public release. So run your updater, grab and enjoy. So what exactly is this game, you're wondering yourself? Maybe I should have shown you some footage. Hopefully some footage will show up. So Surprise Attack is what I like to call Space Shinobi. Now it has some gravity stuff, gang, where you can go upside down on the screen, and in honesty, like, I'm a sucker for Shinobi and Shadow Dancer. Like, it's not a bad game, it's a decent game. You kind of have to, like those games, memorize the patterns and well, beat the game. Good graphics, good effects, but man, it doesn't have that bounce mechanic. You know, Shinobi and Shadow Dancer, when you hit the enemies, you get that little bounce. This has none of that bounce. They hit you, you die. But it is not a bad game. Definitely try it out. It's available. Just run your favorite updater. Enjoy. So with this, guys, we are coming to the end of the video. Before I end it, I want to tell you guys something really important, and this is for all the Patreon supporters. Guys, the JT Beta Zip has been updated. I repeat, the JT Beta Zip, in case you don't work out what beta is, has been updated, because I get it. Not everyone will read the entire Patreon post. Maybe not everyone will watch this entire video, but I want to get it out there because every time the Beta Zip gets updated, I always get messages and I see questions on Discords, people saying, oh, none of my games are working. I keep getting the credits rolling instead of like the game actually playing. I don't have access to the controls. That's because that JT Beta Zip has been updated. So just add it on the MiSTer. All you need to do is add it into your games folder. There's a folder called MAME. Just add the zip file in there with all the other MAME ROMs. For the Analogue Pocket, it's even easier. Just add it to the roots of your Analogue Pocket's SD card and just run your updater, PupDate or Pocket Sync, and it will just do everything for you. The guys have made it really, really easy. But guys, that has been updated. So please make sure you you update your devices or your SD card or whatever with the latest jtbeta.zip. But what do you guys think? CPS3, it got delayed. Hatego and his team were going to work on it around Christmas time, like literally Christmas Day, right at the end of the year. So likely we would have got a beta January, but now the guys are going to work on it this month. So we're on the 7th today, so hopefully by the end of the month the guys are working on it, and it will be amazing if we get a core, a CPS3 beta core for the holiday season, so we can enjoy it with family and friends. Anyway, guys, yeah, be freaking awesome to one another. Share any thoughts below. Do definitely let me know what excites you the most. Are you excited about Run and Gun? This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.